And the Vegas Hyperloop was also on the agenda for the LVCVA board earlier today. You may remember these images from OSHA showing what they called a muck puddle found in the Hyperloop under the Strip. OSHA says that about 15 to 20 employees were burned by accelerant chemicals. Today, CEO and President Steve Hill told the board the past OSHA violations at the boring construction site have been addressed and rectified. The board then approved 2 more tunnels to be built along Paradise Road to the Thomas and Mack.
This project is exceptionally important to Las Vegas. It is the realistic opportunity to make a real dent in congestion in this city, to make the visitor experience significantly better.
According to Hill, the boring company is now waiting for final project approval from building department from the county for work to begin.